Hello, it's Pyram King, the Dungeon Master to Legends of Barovia, a Curse of Strahd campaign, and today I'm going to talk about a quest that I've incorporated into Curse of Strahd called the Fanes of Barovia. Now, the reason I'm sharing this quest with you because it's a great quest that really gives purpose and reason for your players to travel throughout the lands of Barovia. It helps them learn some of the history, it weaves some backstory and some elements, and helps them with some information and perhaps an item to help defeat Strahd. Now, the parts of this quest and information initially was from some of the earlier versions of Curse of Strahd, and there's still some hints and smatterings and sprinkles of it in the current version, but it isn't really a quest. It actually became a quest when it was developed by DragnaCarta and MandyMod in Reddit. They have a great mega thread here that has all these guides and supplements with so much information about the Fanes of Barovia for you to put together your own quest. So much great information, including maps and everything you want, even stat blocks. Now, I'm going to tell you about my particular version of the Fanes of Barovia quest and how I put it together. Now, the first thing I always like to do is include books in my campaign, whether you're playing on a tabletop or playing on a virtual tabletop like Foundry like I have here. Books are a great way to introduce backstory, history, information about locations, items, even quests. And I've incorporated the entire quest into a single book in which my players will receive in the campaign and learn about the quest. Now, to give you some understanding of the quest, I have to tell you a little bit about the backstory here. Now, in Barovia, before the Dark Prince Strahd came to Barovia, there were three fays, or fairies if you will, that kind of looked over the land and the people. There was the Weaver from the Swamp Fane, there was a Huntress from the Mountain Fane, and the Seeker from the Forest Fane. And the people built stone shrines to worship the Fanes. They built one in Berez Hill, one in Yester Hill, and one along the edge of the forest behind the windmill. And 4 times a year during the spring equinox, summer solstice, autumn equinox, and the winter solstice, they would bring offerings and prayers to the 3 different shrines, thanking the Fays for the bountiful harvest and the peace in surviving the different seasons. Now, the Fays were so grateful that they returned gifts, one gift from each of the Fays, a green gem from the Seeker, a red gem from the Huntress, and a blue gem from the Weaver. And they buried them into the ground, and these powerful gems will provide powerful, bountiful harvest and protect the land from elements and evils and plagues. And the people of the valley lived in harmony and peace for centuries and generations until the Dark Prince Strahd showed up and kind of ruined it for everybody. When Strahd found out about the gems, the first thing he did was desecrate the 3 shrines of Barovia, and he started to hunt and search for the gems. The 3 fays, now cursed, disguised themselves and hid themselves in Barovia and even among the people so that Strahd couldn't locate them. Now, Strahd has not found the gems, but he may want the gems to use them for his own power. He certainly does not want them to fall back into the hands of the 3 fays, which will give them power. Now, the gems have long been lost, and no one knows truly where they are. Now, each of the locations of the gems I'm going to tell you, as well as where the 3 shrines are, and the 3 fays. The first things, let's talk about the gems. The first gem, the blue gem, was buried at one time in the Wizards of Wines. And what I did was I made this gem, my players found this gem early on. It was dug up, stolen from the Wizards of Wines, and my players found it in the dungeons of the Death House. Now, I revamped the Death House to Count Lugosi's manor, and they find this gem, and using Detect Magic, they realize this is a powerful gem with a lot of magic. They don't know exactly what it is, but they know it has some value. And I suggest making sure that the blue gem gets into your player's hand fairly early in the game. It's kind of the hook to this entire quest. As they're trying to find out what the magic is about this gem, they start learning about the history. Maybe they hear it through some lore through the villagers living in the village of Barovia, or through other NPCs. What I do later on, when they're having their cards read by Madame Ava, she gives them the book of the Fanes of Barovia, which tells them about the history of the Fanes, what's happened to the Fanes, and that the Fanes would like to restore Barovia. Now, in order to restore it, the players need to find the gem, take the proper gem to the proper shrine, bring it with the proper offering, and perform the ritual. And in doing so, you'll restore one of the Fays. Now, they already have the blue gem, and the blue gem is the gem from the Swamp Fane, and the Swamp Shrine is the Circle of Stones in Berez. And so what the players will have to do is take the blue gem to the stone circle in Berez, depending on the time of year, whether it's spring, summer, autumn, or winter, bring the right offerings and do the ritual, and that will restore the Swamp Fane. Now they have to find the other two gems. The red gem is being held by Baba Lagaza in the ruins of Berez. And if you look at the ruins of Berez here, and let me just bring that up, is Baba Lagaza's hut is actually, a creeping hut. And it says in here, beneath the hut's rotting floorboards is a 3-foot deep cavity containing a magic gem that she supposedly took from Wizard of Wine that animates the hut. Now, this, in my campaign, is the red gem, or the Huntress or the Mountain Fae's red gem. And the shrine, the proper shrine, which once they defeat Baba Lagaza and get the gem out of the hut, the shrine is in Yester Hill, the stone circle in Yester Hill, which they need to take the gem to and perform the ceremony. The last gem, which is the green gem, or the Forest Fane gem, is in Yester Hill, and it is the gem that gives the giant ent, or the blight giant tree, its power. So once they defeat that, they retrieve the gem, and it's the forest gem that is taken to the stone circle behind Yester Hill. So this is going to require some characters to travel back and forth to Yester Hill to get the green gem, to take it back to the Windmill Shrine, and obviously down to Berez and to Yester Hill to perform these ceremonies, and along with obtaining the items in order to provide the proper ritual. Now, let's talk about the 3 NPCs who are the Fays in disguise. Now, the NPCs who are the Fays in disguise will never reveal themselves to the player who they are, but will tell the player 2 things. They know where the shrine is that's related to them and can help them locate the shrine, and they have a clue or hint of where they believe the stone to be. Now, the Swamp Fane, or the Weaver, is Jenny Greenteeth. I renamed her Jenny Greensleeves, and she is right outside the village of Vallaki in a little hut here, and this is her here in her little hut. Now, the players see her as an herbalist. She's youthful and pretty. She's taking potions to maintain her youth, and she is the Swamp Fane. She is the Weaver, and she knows where her stone circle is, which is in the ruins of Berez. Just outside the ruins is a stone circle. She also believes that the blue gem, which is her gem, is hidden and buried in the Wizards of Wine. Now, I had the stone dug up, and my players found her gem early on in the game. Now, if you want to have the gem buried in the Wizard of Wines, you may do so, but I allowed my players to find it early in the game, which is kind of my story hook. The second Fae is actually in the Standing Stone Circle of Berez, and it's Muriel Vinshaw. She's a were-raven. She's the Friends of the Martikov family, and she's there spying on Baba Lagaza because she believes Baba Lagaza has her gem, the red gem, the mountain gem, or the Huntress gem. Muriel Vinshaw is a Huntress Fane, and she believes Baba Lagaza has the gem. Now, once she retreats, so she can tell the players that she thinks Baba Lagaza has one of the gems, and she also has the information to tell the players where her particular stone circle is, which is the red stone circle for the mountain, which is in Yester Hill. So those are the 2 pieces of information that she has. Her stone circle's in Yester Hill, and Baba Lagaza has the red gem. Now, the last gem, which is the green gem, is located actually in Yester Hill. And that's the one that I told you that gives the ent its power, the green gem, and that belongs to the Forest Fae. And the Forest Fane shrine is the druid circle or the stone circle behind the windmill. Now, here's the big reveal. The last Fae is actually Madame Ava herself. She has hid herself among the Vistani. She is the seeker or the seer of the third Fae, the seeker or the Forest Fane, and that's the big surprise. She's the last of the three Fanes. And she has some information of where her stone may be, which is in Yester Hill. And perhaps she also knows about the stone circle behind the windmill, which she can share with the players. Now, what happens? What's the big reveal at the end? All the Faes, they've gone to each of the shrines, perform the rituals with the stones, and the Faes appear and share this with the players. In Castle Ravenloft is the Heart of Sorrow, and this is a powerful red heart floating in the tower in Ravenloft, and here is a picture of it from the game. And this has unique powers to Strahd and helps him maintain his health and absorbs damage. It has 50 hit points and an AC of 15. And the Faes, when they're restored, tell the players it must be destroyed to help defeat Strahd. If it's not destroyed, it's going to be very hard to defeat the Dark Lord. And they gift the players. It tells right here is in order to damage this heart, you need to have a weapon that reaches at least 10 feet. So they give the players this blood spear. Now what I've added to the blood spear is this particular mechanic. The player who has the magical blood spear that's been gifted to them by the three Faes, once it stabs the heart, they roll a DC check that increases each turn, and the blood spear does an automatic 10 damage. Now, as long as they pass a DC check each turn, it does 10 damage every single turn. The DC check is, it starts at a DC 15. The players get to use their dexterity or strength modifiers plus their proficiency modifier. It does 10 damage. The next turn, it goes to a DC 16, DC 17, 18, 19, and 20. And each successful DC check, it does additional 10 damage to the heart. After 5 successful turns, the heart is destroyed, and that weakens Strahd and allows the players to eventually overpower and destroy Strahd. Now, obviously this is going to be very dangerous, and the other players should be supporting this player who's keeping this spear, the blood spear, into the heart each turn, because it's going to be difficult. I mean, there's going to be things that are going to be happening, and this player, he or she, is going to be there balancing and keeping this spear in this heart. And so this is the weapon that's gifted to the players by the Faes, with the information on where the heart is and what the heart is, and that the heart must be destroyed. So this is what I've done for my Fanes of Barovia. I'm going to put a link in the bottom to the Reddit page, as well as the text that I used in my book and some other information. If you have any comments, suggestions, or ideas, or want to share on how you incorporated the Fanes of Barovia quest into your campaign, please leave some comments down below. If you enjoyed this, please like this video. Please subscribe to my channel. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. I hope you're enjoying the Curse of Strahd campaign as much as I am. And until next time, may all your rolls be critical 20s, and if they're critical ones, well, you know what I think. This is Pyram King, the Dungeon Master of Legends of Barovia, signing off and reminding you that we broadcast and stream live every Thursday, 6 p.m. UTC+1, which is London time, our Legends of Barovia campaign. I hope you're able to join us. Until next time, this is Pyram King signing off.